Hey guys, Jesse here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my first real grade, the RG red frame. This is my first real grade, as I just said, and I mainly wanted to get it just because I wanted to try a real grade, and I was really interested in seeing how Bandai got the red and the white mixed into one inner frame. So if you don't know, real grade inner frames, they come on a separate runner, and you just sort of cut out the inner frame of the leg, and that's it. You have your whole inner frame as one piece, and you just slap on armor on it. For the red frame here, they were able to mix in red and white into their inner frame, so that's what gives it its really good color separation. I was curious to see, how that would work out. That being said, I'm not the biggest fan of the red frame design. It's just not a mobile suit design that really appeals to me. I don't know exactly what it is. It's just when I see it, I'm not as impressed by it as many others. But I will say that this kit did make me appreciate the design of the red frame a little bit more. Not exactly enough to win me over to buy a master grade or anything like that, but I am happy with this purchase, and this was a good, different experience for someone like me who's built a lot of kits already. So anyways, that being said, let's just move on with the review. So as you can see here, it looks really, really good. The proportions on this thing are great. It just looks appropriate. Not really sure. I don't really have anything to compare it to. I've never read the manga. I don't have any other red frame type kit except for the Sengoku Astray, but that one's kind of, that one differs quite a bit, especially in the legs. But as far as I can tell, just this looks very proper. Nothing seems too big or too small. And yeah, I really like it. I really like the design. In terms of building, I don't know if this real grade's gonna win me over to buy more real grades. Maybe if I find a suit I really like to make like a real grade God Gundam, I'll for sure pick that up because that's my favorite suit. But I will say that I like working with this much detail on a larger scale, hence why I'm more of a master grade guy. It's not to say that this build was frustrating or anything, but detailing small pieces like that just isn't all that fun. But luckily, it's hard to see, but you see the white here on the back and the red here and some of the red up here and the white up here. That's all inner frame showing. So that entire white piece is not an armor piece that's stuck on. That's just something you pop off the tree that comes along with a lot of this red up here and all these red tabs and stuff. So they were nice enough to do that for you, because that would be a major pain. Painting white smoothly, and just takes a lot of coats and stuff. But the fact that they do that for you in a lot of places here, up here, it's really nice. So the point of real grades is you can kind of build them straight out of the box and they'll look great. And this is what I kind of did here. Didn't even weather him or anything like that. This is top coated matte with a high gloss over it. The only things I repainted were the gold on the gold parts, which come in Bandai's what I like to call piss metallic gold, and the beam rifle I repainted a lighter gunmetal just to give us some differentiation from the rest of the gray on the kit. But yeah, the decals that they give you and all the detail that they put into this thing are really nice, and the color separation is also great. There's actually two different shades of red. I don't know if my camera's gonna pick it up. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see there on the upper bicep, that's a darker red compared to the lower part, which is a lighter red. There on this skirt armor, that's that dark red, and on the rest of it, you can kind of see. Same thing with the whites. You can see that knee armor is a bone white, and then below that is a more pure white. There's only one color of that black. That's actually a really, really dark gray, and then there's that light gray, and that's the only color of those grays you get. But the separation there is also, that's already nicely separated. The cockpit does open. Let's see if I can get it. The cockpit does open, but there's nothing in there, and this piece keeps popping off on me. I have no idea why. Try to get that back in. go. Pull that back in. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's the only piece that's popping off on me on this kit. Everything else is very stable. Haven't had anything pop off. Sometimes these beam sabers do. They get loose, but they've never flung off, kind of like that chest piece. But aside from that, everything on this guy is really stable. So going on to articulation, you have a ball jointed head that has pretty good range of motion. Can look up pretty good. Down is okay. It's sort of goatee part. Bumps into stuff a lot. And side to side's okay. Doesn't really jiggle its head too much. Arms can go about that high, which is really good. Almost reaching into Revive series amount of articulation. Double jointed arms can get you really good poses. And ball jointed fist, which popped out. Okay, there we go. Torso is okay. Bit of an ab crunch, swivel, kind of your regular stuff. Just gonna talk about the backpack real quick. This does swivel a little bit. These do hinge. Oh, there goes one. I'll just leave that off. That kind of gets annoying to put back in. And it does pop out like that. It shows it in the manual is doing this. I don't know if that's like something that happens in the manga, but that does pop out like that. These are separated side skirts, but it doesn't really matter since they're so small. It doesn't get in the way of the legs whatsoever, and these are great. The bend on the leg is amazing. Nice armor separation there. And then the foot articulation is really good since there's no real ankle armor hindering it. And then you get the toe joint there. And yeah, that's all really good. So articulation on this guy is top notch for sure. Try to get him standing up again here so we can move on to the accessories. All right, so moving on to the accessories. Let's start with the part I'm kind of disappointed about just because I screwed up on it. So here's the sword, right? And you may be wondering, like, Jesse, why aren't you showing us the sword part? Well, I broke it. And I super glued this all together just so, I mean, it wasn't coming apart. I'll post a picture here in a sec of what I took a picture of, but as you can see, I repainted the gold here a bit. In any case, what happened was that so here at the hilt, that goes onto this black piece. This gold piece slips onto that black piece, normal, right? Then you have the blade, which is a very beautiful blade, and it goes into this black piece. And it's very, very thin, and I couldn't get in there right. So I was trying to go at it very gently, putting it in and wouldn't go in, taking it out very gently, putting it in. And I thought to myself, well, maybe, there's a bit of a click. So I pushed, my hand slipped, and snap went the blade. So it's disappointing, but to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of a giant samurai sword on a robot. So I'm not too torn up about it, but this was the most unique part of the kit. For anyone wondering, this weapon is called the Gabera Straight, and it's hard to see, but that decal actually says Gabera Straight on it with the Japanese kanji written on there for the weapon name. So that's really, really cool. Even on the blade, they were able to get the hamon effect, which is the cutting edge of a katana. If you're unfamiliar with how katanas are made, I'm no expert, but I know there's a process where the edge of the blade is covered in clay, so that it can be strong enough to be hit with the hammer of the blacksmith. And when that clay is removed, you get like that wavy effect on the end of the blade. And they actually somehow mold that into the blade of this weapon. So, yeah. I'd show you, but I broke it. You do get this little adapter to hold it on the side of the Gundam. It goes like that, and it hooks onto the skirt armor. But this piece sucks. It doesn't stay on at all. It's useless, in my opinion. Luckily, there is a secondary connection that is part of the leg armor right here. And that fits on like that on either side. and in either way. I'm actually not sure if that's supposed to do that. I didn't see it in the manual, but I mean, I kind of like it better on the leg, if you ask me. Kind of just looks cooler. You get a shield, very nice shield. I'm actually a big fan of the design of the shield. I know it's just a strike, not strike, yeah, L strike like shield, but it looks great. The detail and the molding on it's great. This is part of that inner frame, by the way, and I don't know why, but mine is really, really loose. It just kind of came off the tree like that. You have a handle here, and it can plug into the back of either arm. It's strong enough so you don't need the hand to hold it. Oh, then you can put it in. Yeah. So he'll hold it and you don't need the hand. But again, I don't know. My connection piece is floppy, so if I put it in the spot where gravity has more effect over it, it just kind of flops open. So yeah, I don't know if that was just me taking it off the tree oddly, or if that's actually like that. Moving on to my favorite thing, my favorite accessory honestly is the beam rifle. I love the design of this beam rifle. It looks great. Again, I repainted this lighter gray. It's actually the gray that's on the chest, the darker part. But yeah, I love this design. It comes with a clear green part in there, so no stickers except for these white decals. Trigger finger for that, and he can just hold that in his right hand only, which is a bit of a disappointment. You do get two holding hands, and I think you can slip it on there, but the trigger finger won't be on the trigger. So, but anyways, I have him posed with this on my shelf, so I really like the design of this beam rifle. Very detailed. This beam rifle is the only place you're going to find a seam line, which is up here and down here. So no seam line coverage really needed to fix except for that. You have two beam sabers, and these handles have the tab on them, but honestly he can hold it with those on his back okay. These are just if you want to really secure connection. You get an open hand only for the left arm, which sucks. You only get a left open hand. This is a really, really nice open hand, very stylized, very well molded. So yeah, I wish we gave us a right hand. Two holding hands, very, very standard, pretty much HG holding hands. A little more detailed though, a little better molding. You get the RG hands, which, yeah, these, I don't like them. I know there's a lot of people who just hate RG hands, and I guess I'm in that camp. These things just won't hold anything. They're too flimsy. I know that the red frame has white on its fingers to be completely accurate, but these aren't completely accurate either, even though they have the white. The white is actually just on top of certain parts of the finger, not the whole lower part of the fingers. So these aren't accurate either. You'd have to do some red painting to get them correct. And yeah, they're they're flexible and posable, but and very articulate, but they don't hold anything. You can get them to hold something that's very loose. I actually like the look of an all red finger hand for the red frame. I don't really like the white on the fingers, so I won't be painting those. You get a action-based adapter, standard, works really well, and you get an itty-bitty pilot to paint, and that's it. So yeah, I really like this real grade. It was a good first experience. I think the decals are my favorite part. They're just really nice chrome detailing to it. Very nice decals. They're all over the place. A little bit NASCAR level, but I don't know. They're subtle enough to me that I can dig it. Just a quick comment. I have the manual here, just because I just want to point out. Again, this is my first real grade, so this is my first time seeing this manual. But the real grade manual is so nice. Like, they highlight parts in pink where parts are supposed to connect, and that would be so helpful on master grades. They really need to transfer this style of manual into master grades, because sometimes in master grades there's just parts that you're not sure how they connect into other parts, and the manual sometimes isn't clear enough. But yeah, I mean, that was just kind of a weird comment to make, but I really did like that manual, especially for something this small. It's really helpful. Anyways, thanks for watching. Definitely pick this guy up if you're a fan of the real grade, or if you're a fan of the red frame, excuse me. Or if you're looking for your first real grade, I think you'll be really pleased with this. And I know a majority of people really do like the design of this guy and the fact that he comes with a nice giant samurai sword. But again, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.